All right, let's bring in Josh Blackman. He's an associate law professor at the South Texas College of Law, specializing in constitutional law. Josh, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
All right, so were you surprised about what we heard from the president's defense team yesterday?
Nothing surprising. I think the most important point is they only went about 2 hours. They have a total of 24 hours. The reason they had such a short presentation yesterday is to avoid the Saturday's rating dive. No offense, but weekend TV doesn't get the best ratings. And I think they want to save most of their arguments for Monday and Tuesday when more people will be watching.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of ratings, there actually was a dip in the ratings this week. People seem to have a little bit of impeachment fatigue. How do you think that's going to affect the results of the election later on this year?
You know, I've asked my students almost all the time, who here is watching impeachment? And the answer is consistently none. Most people that I know, even attorneys who are learned in the law, have tuned out. I watched most of it the first day, and then I've lost some patience. It's too much to watch. I think come November, this will be a blip, and it won't have much of an impact. I think people simply move on to the next insanity, whatever it happens to be.
Really? You think that the impeachment will just be a blip, and if there's another big event that happens closer to November, people will just all but forget about this?
Yeah, I don't think the impeachment will change a single vote. People who want to vote for him will vote for him. People who want to vote against him will vote against him. And I think we're already seeing that people aren't even tuning into the proceeding, which is quite significant on its own, but it's stuff we already know. That there's no surprises. There's nothing new that's coming out. Unless there are any bombshells, this is, it will reach its terminal conclusion in due time.
Wow. All right. Well, the lawyers argue that the Democrats are building a case based off speculation. How much truth is in that statement?
Well, what's unique about this presidential impeachment, unlike the previous two, is that they've not alleged any specific violations of criminal offenses. Now, you don't need to allege that, but that opens yourself up to criticism that these are just vague political charges. I think the president's lawyers argue quite forcefully that we're dealing here with this sort of made up, whatever you want it to be, an impeachment standard. Mm-hmm. And as a result, the people don't really know what to expect. And the president didn't know what to expect. So that's why this article isn't as strong as those in the past.
All right. And let's talk about there was an audio tape and some transcripts from that audio tape where Trump is insisting that Mary Yovanovitch be fired. To get rid of her, were his exact words. What are your thoughts on that audio, and how do you think that's going to affect things going forward?
I don't think it'll have much of an effect on anything. The president can fire his diplomats at will. Perhaps the reason he wanted to get rid of her is that she was getting in the way of his plans, or perhaps his associates' plans. But the president is well within his authority to remove diplomats. We can criticize it, but that's a power he retains.
All right. Well, Trump's team gets 24 hours to make their case. We're almost out of time. So tell me, do you think that they're going to use all of it?
For them to use all of it, they would have to go 11 hours a day on Monday and Tuesday. That would put them from early morning news to primetime news. So I think they will eat the entire news cycle as much of it as they can.
All right. Well, we're going to have to leave it there. That is Josh Blackman, associate law professor at the South Texas College of Law. Thank you so much, Josh.
Thank you.